Hi, this is Celeste from the celestialreport.com. And by now you have had time to digest the pathos of our great delusion. And that is 18 modules about everything from construction of the particle to transmission to a spiritual toolkit of hope. And so we are going to continue the conversation in a new series, a new webinar called On the Trail of the Pathogen. And I'm sure that you are going to enjoy it. It is going to be a shorter period of time, and it will probably be one webinar a week for 5 weeks. And what are we going to cover? So the first one that we are going to cover is your number one question, and that is, what about transmission and shedding? And that's really critical now that you know all the different things, like how does the environment play a factor, the humidity, the temperature, rural areas, urban areas, age factors, blood factors. So now we can actually look at this transmission and shedding in context. So before this webinar starts, I encourage you to view the modules about transmission and shedding, and possibly review all of the pathos of our great delusion. The next thing that we're going to cover, and I know is really, really hard. President Trump talked about the invisible enemy, and what he was talking about was this little pathogen. But it's hard to talk about the pathogen without knowing and drilling down on nanoparticles. So what we're going to do is we're going to just look at nanoparticles. What are they? How are they constructed? How do they impact our health? And so we are going to just look exclusively at nanoparticles. Then I know another thing that is confusing, and it's this is really hard because this particular module is so fluid right now, and that is the platforms and the scaffolding that are being inserted into many different things, from pharmaceuticals to food, and possibly to products that you use every day. So we're going to review a little bit. Each one of these modules is going to have an extensive Q&A. So we want to wrestle these things out together. Come, let us reason together and get a basic understanding. The next thing that's really on your mind is, how do I talk to family and friends? They're kind of resistant. They believe in the pharmaceutical industry. They believe the media. How do I handle that? How do I handle it if I am going to be in living with somebody that has taken some treatments? And we are going to explore this from a biblical perspective. That is the worldview that I hold, but you could use it if you do not have if you don't have a biblical background or worldview. You can use it as a diving board into just exploring that question, and maybe taking a half a day or a day and jotting down your thoughts on it from your worldview. And then you would have an outline that you could discuss with family and friends. And then the last module is going to be an overview. I am going to encourage you before the overview to send in your questions. We will tidy up anything that's we don't understand or that we're still struggling with, realizing that this is a living document, if you will, and it is changing every single day. I mean, even looking at the news today, I found new things. And so we're never going to have definitive answers. It's much like during the Holocaust, when the Jewish people did not know the rules. If they would just be able to obey the rules, they would live. And they did not have that because it was so absurd. And one minute you'd get shot for this or destroyed for that. And it didn't make any sense. And now we're seeing this on a global scale. So let us come together and wrap up, get some of these questions answered. And I look forward to seeing you on the path of the pathogen, where we just continue the discussion and deep dive into some of these specific topics that you are really wondering about and wrestling with. So God bless you, and we'll see you on the path of the pathogen.